And in our top business story, His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Saeed Al Maktoum, the President of Dubai Civil Aviation Authority and Chairman of Dubai Airports and Chairman and Chief Executive at Emirates Airline and Group, has attended the official opening of the World Free Zone Organization's inaugural annual conference and exhibition. His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Saeed Al Maktoum toured the annual exhibition, which is being held until the 13th of May, under the theme Towards New Global Trade Order. The event, which features debates and discussions by 40 world-class speakers on various topics related to the role of free zones, aims to support flexibility in international trade and encouraging foreign direct investment. At the event, the chairman of World Free Zone Organization, Dr. Mohammed Al-Zar'ouni, emphasized that the key objective of the World Free Zones Organization is to build dialogue and cooperation between the world's free zones so that each may benefit from each other's experiences, which will ultimately help in raising standards, improve efficiencies, and bring down costs. Talking about the benefits of free zones, the CEO of World Free Zones Organization, Dr. Samir Al-Hamrouni, said that the free zones are playing a role or an important role in the facilitating trade. And during this conference, experts will explore how international trade is transforming in the context of a slow global economic recovery. Senior policymakers, industry figures, and global business leaders attending the three-day conference will discuss various topics, including the impact of free zones on global supply chains, facilities, and infrastructure investments to support foreign trade and customs policy, among a few others.
The WTO is very interested in making sure that there's a clear and well thought out set of rules for global trade, and that those rules try to focus on making sure that trade occurs as costlessly as possible, while recognizing that different countries have social policies and social goals that they need to try to achieve. But the objective of the World Trade Organization is to make sure that global commerce can occur inexpensively.
We are enrolling all the free zone developers as our members. We are also involving the zone operators as associate members. So by doing that, we'll be able to give them a training, guidance, and also a collaborative support for migrating or networking across the globe. That will help the investment in various places. We'll be able to understand the strength and weakness of all the zones working everywhere. We'll be able to really decide which zone will be used for what. So that platform is being arranged by the free zones. More effective and efficient zone operations in Dubai. So we take that as an ideal one so that we'll be able to draw expertise from the airport zones of Dubai and Jebel Ali zones. We'll be able to get the lessons from them. So we'll be able to probably replicate these policies elsewhere, and that is how we thought that Dubai could be headquarters for the initial 3 years' time.
Officials of the Gulf Cooperation Council agreed at the weekend to keep working towards the introduction of a value-added tax around the region, in a sign that low oil prices may be strengthening support for the idea. A meeting in Doha of the GCC's Financial and Economic Cooperation Committee adopted a draft agreement on VAT, which, according to an online report quoting the Kuwaiti state news agency Kuna, will be endorsed by member governments. Officials believe that introducing VAT, also known as sales tax, would have to be imposed simultaneously in all 6 nations. This is due to the considerable amount of travel within the GCC and to avoid the smuggling of untaxed goods across borders, which could cost governments billions of dollars. The GCC has been discussing the idea of introducing VAT for about a decade without acting on it. The GCC officials also agreed to ask the International Monetary Fund to prepare studies of the effects of low oil prices on GCC member states, especially on their financial stability, domestic energy prices, and tax policies. Low-cost carrier Air Arabia has announced its financial results for the first quarter of 2015, as the airline's route and hub expansion strategy continued to deliver strong financials and healthy passenger number growth. For the first 3 months ending March 31st, Air Arabia reported a net profit of 85 million dirhams, an increase of 13% on the corresponding 2014 figure of 75 million dirhams. During the same period, the airline's turnover reached 886 million dirhams, an increase of 7% compared to the first quarter of last year. 1.8 million passengers flew with Air Arabia between January and March, which is 10% higher than the number of 1.6 million for the corresponding period of last year. The airline's average seat load factor, which is the passengers carried as a percentage of available seats, stood at 81% during the first 3 months of 2015. Air Arabia reached 2 major milestones in its route and hub expansion strategy in the first quarter of 2015. In January, the airline announced the opening of its 5th global fixed-base operation located in Amman Queen Alia International Airport in Jordan, reinforcing its market position within the Levant region. Later in the quarter, Air Arabia became the first low-cost airline from the Middle East and Africa to enter the Chinese market when it began regular non-stop services to Urumqi, the largest city in western China. And in our final story from the recently concluded Arabian travel market, we take a look at one of the countries that had a significant presence at this year's show, the United States. Already a popular destination for travelers from around the world, the U.S. has long been a leader in the promotion and support of tourism to the country and can boast a number of iconic destinations, which include the nation's capital of Washington, D.C., New York City, and the home of movies, Hollywood. While these destinations tend to attract the majority of the focus of our international travelers, U.S. tourism promotional body, Brand USA, was at ATM to talk about other areas of the country that may not be always on everybody's radar. Set up to promote the entirety of the USA, which includes all 50 states, the District of Columbia, and 5 territories, officials from Brand USA were on hand at the show to highlight their integrated approach.
Brand USA is the public-private partnership with the federal government, and we are tasked with promoting all 50 states, the 5 territories, and Washington, D.C. at a holistic national level. I think there is high awareness of the U.S., but probably not as much understanding, right? So I think when people think about the U.S., they think of top-of-mind destinations, right? Those major gateway cities that are phenomenal in terms of branding themselves. New York, California, Miami, Florida. Great destinations in their own right, but there's so much more that the U.S. has to offer, and that's a big part of what Brand USA does. We're about going beyond the gateways and off the beaten path. So second-tier destinations is a big part of what we do. So bringing them to locations like this here at ATM and educating the consumer and the trade about all of the diversity that the U.S. has to offer.
One region of focus at the U.S. stand was the state of California, whose multi-billion-dollar travel industry has become a vital part of both its state and local economies. According to a study released by industry body Visit California, total direct travel spending in the state was recorded at $117.5 billion in 2014, which represents a 3.6% increase from the previous year. Additionally, visitor arrivals on domestic flights increased by 3.6% and overseas arrivals increased for the year by 12.9% to reach 5.4 million.
California is really a global destination. We welcome about 2 million visitors each year. and roughly 9% of that comes from the international markets. We are seeing Middle East as one of the emerging markets. We're seeing more and more travelers coming out of this region to California, staying for a very long time, and also enjoying the destination and spending quite a bit of money in our destination. So we're really here to explore and see what we can offer to the traveler, being a very diverse destination.
When they come to the States, they should come to Orange County, California. It is the epitome of Western culture. It has the world's best climate, 15 to 18 degrees, pretty much year-round. And if you like the outdoors, if you like activities, this is the place. We are the heart of Southern California, and we are 1 hour south of Los Angeles, 1 hour north of San Diego, an hour and a half from the desert, hour flight to Las Vegas, and we offer everything that a visitor or traveler would want, including areas such as Pelican Hill, resorts such as that, and we have something for every economic group. The Middle Eastern market is very, very important to us, and we have shown that. We are the first U.S. destination to open up an office here. So we have a 24/7 presence